Alright, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to, yeah. So this time the electricity is here now, so that's good. We've got the sauna preheated, and also we have arrived here early. Like I said, if we wake up early and there's less than 1 hour before we have to wake up anyways, there's no point in going back to sleep. So same situation this morning, There's only like what 40 to 50 minutes before you have to wake up anyways. So what's the point of going back to sleep? No, just wake up, get here early, make up for the sauna we didn't do yesterday. So today we're gonna definitely be doing sauna. RM day here, chilling. Today seems pretty chill. I don't know. I feel like we always have a chill day when we hit the sauna. Yesterday we did a lot of cooked earth. I think we did our longest cooked earth episode yesterday too, like 5 hours and a half. But that is because, like I said, reason it's so long is because I didn't do any cooked earth for 2 days in a row. So technically we would have matched it pretty much. Well, no, technically I'm like 3 hours behind because if I continued to do the daily cooked earth, which is nearly 2 to 3 hours, we would have had around 9 hours of gameplay, but we only have five. So technically, I still owe you guys another 6 hour day just so we can match it up. So I'm actually kind of still behind, which is alright. We did a lot of work in cooked earth. We got the Rexes. Now it's just the breeding, and then yeah. Alrighty, is there anything else? Oh yeah, Scum's Wish episode delayed 1 day. It's actually gonna be uploaded today. I was gonna upload it yesterday, but there was like an error in the copyright section, so I had to do a little more pixelating. So how's that done? Should be scheduled to release soon. What else is there? Not really sure what else is there. Yeah, we have been going back to around 2,000 calories. Let's see how it goes. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Around 2k calories, not bad. So instead of going 1,800, 1,600, yeah, we're gonna go 2,000 or 2,200 and see how it looks. See how it goes. See if we change from 69 kgs or not. Yeah, so that's that. So we're eating a bit more carbs again, but we're not going like 2,600. We're only going 2,000, 2,000. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, Scum's Wish is finished. We could do more analysis things. I kind of do enjoy them because it's not even about consuming. It's about just researching the frameworks of the characters and stuff. I will be honest. I've been looking at a White Album off screen. I've been looking at another anime called White Album, and I had a little brief look at it, and it is just not something I can really analyze. Maybe because it's in a really old era. White White Album is in such an old era that it's kind of hard to do research on because that era relies on phone lines. There's like no mobile devices or phone lines, so it's a bit of an outdated kind of era, to be honest. No mobile phones, phone lines, and the girlfriend character's already sold her soul to the idol corporation, so it's pretty much over for the man, and the man also doesn't know what he wants. It's kind of complicated, but I can't really get any framework, so I stopped. Honestly, I could have. There's no such thing as regret, but I could have done the analysis video on domestic girlfriend. But it's alright. If you're really looking for something, the analysis isn't that bad. It kind of just gives me an excuse to watch anime, while at the same time creating my own story from it too. So that's why I kind of enjoy the researcher. But you know, it's like focused watching anime, not just having it in the background. What else is there? Yeah, so cooked earth. You know, it's no more scum swish. We really gotta find something different, huh? We really gotta find something different. I'll figure it out something. What else is there? Yeah, I mean, besides cooked earth, what other series do we have? We don't have any. However, there is a new anime slash story that I may be crafting or not. I'll give you a little teaser hint for the lore, but I was thinking about this idea after watching Scum's Wish to create an alternate anime slash story called Before We Drift. And the main idea of my story that I'm planning to make is the story of Before You Drift is a pre-alternate is a different reality where Hana actually has a older brother, and before Hana meets Mugi, and also my character is not exactly Hana but a similar girl to Hana, and my story is going to basically be that same broken girl, right? But her older brother comes to live with her, and then that kind of story is going to be somewhat of a it's going to be the same kind of home slice of life era, just like Spy Family X. So that's the kind of anime I'm thinking of creating. I already had a slight plan. I already got like one segment done, and the older brother is actually just me because I can easily create my own character. I could just put myself in it easily. I just need the AI to act as the broken girl, which I cannot act myself. So yeah, that's a new potential series. A little teaser for you guys. Before we drift, I'm basically just stealing the character from Scum Wish, but alternating it myself. No, what I actually done is I've taken Hana's pre-character from Scum's Wish, put it into an AI, and then the AI based on my react no, and then the AI will react to how I treat Hana, right? And then the AI will basically develop its own character based off of me, which is based yeah, so it's pretty interesting. And that's about it. It's gonna be interesting. First episode's already pretty fire. Yeah, is there anything else? Not really. Just wanted to boast about a potential story I could make myself. The name's pretty fire too, Before We Drift, because, you know, in reality, siblings will drift off together anyways. Also, main reason I want to make that anime slash story is because I'm actually kind of pissed off that Kunai is such a shit brother. Matter of fact, just justice for no, justice for Hana, for real. Like, such a terrible, neglected family. The whole reason Hana got into all the mess is because no father, shit mother, and you can't even call Kunai anyone anymore. And that's it. Is there anything else to talk about? Not really. What kind of machines are even here for triceps? None. Well, hopefully no one uses the cable machines today. I don't think anyone is here. So yeah, we're gonna be using the cables machines for the triceps today. Yeah, that's basically it. There's only like one bicep machine here. So you could always go back over there, just saying. But I don't really want to. Just want to stay here, especially because we've got the sauna running. So I got to keep an eye on that. Like, hopefully you guys enjoyed yesterday. Yesterday's blackout was pretty interesting, huh? Yeah, it was super interesting. Crazy how we literally predicted it too. Because I remember the previous day, which I actually edited yesterday, was like, I wonder what happens when the gym's blacked out. And then I guess when we come over here, it blacked out. I wonder if those people still sold the sushi or not. No idea. Probably they probably still did. No one probably no. I bet the mall didn't even tell them, and I don't think they would notice. Oh yeah, and for White Album, it's really weird. Not really weird, but it's like the characters be acting like they have so little time when they obviously have so much time. Like I don't understand, especially for Yuki in the White Album. Okay, so I did watch a bit of White Album, but it's just like there's like barely any framework to understand, or like there's nothing confusing about it. It's pretty self-normal. It's just that it's like oh, different era, and technically the relationship can work. They just need to understand what they want. Alright, what do you want? And what is the purpose of the relationship? All I know is that there's no way an idol is that busy 24/7. Absolutely no way. I refuse to believe that an idol is that busy, just like the how the anime says it. I get it. There's like production, singing, rehearsing nonstop, right, daily. But there's no way they are that busy. No way. And I refuse to believe that they're that busy. Like, give me the entire framework. No, no, give me the entire timetable each day, and maybe convince me that you are that busy. You know? Guess you're just a slave. Technically, you are. Yeah, you pretty much are, because the way the anime represents being an idol is that you have classes. You literally have classes, like like a school, like a time period. Like for the entire day, you have these classes, and you're basically theirs, obviously. And then you perform at shows, and yeah, I mean it makes sense, right? Like I can see that they are that busy, but how do I say this? They're busy, but they're not like that busy that he can't hang out. No, that Yuki can't hang out with her boyfriend. It doesn't make sense. I guess the complicated things is actually what am I saying anymore? I don't know what I'm saying. But I can definitely understand that when if you're an idol, right? Sorry, my sock's weird. I can definitely understand that if you're like an idol, you really can't hang out with a boyfriend in public. Or then like your reputation goes down. I don't know, I shouldn't know. It really depends. I think it just really depends, and it's also up to the. It really just depends on the man and what he wants, right? For like bro's like so weird. Not weird, but he's confused on what he wants. The the main character for the main boy character in White Album. Bro's confused on what he even wants. He wants to support his girlfriend, Yuki, but I don't even know what he's doing. He's like broken stuff as well or something. I don't even know. Main character is basically just working, going to school, and that's it. And also back to Scum Swish. Is there anything to talk about in Scum Swish anymore? Not really. Pretty much just a teaser that I'll make my own story, my own alternative universe, a slice of life. So that's what I'm gonna do. There's nothing else to talk about. I guess I should just. I think I'm gonna go have to find another anime for the researcher to do. I might do that. Yeah, might do that. Cooked Earth is also nearly done too. We're literally nearly there. Not gonna lie. Once the Rex army's done and we fight the Manticore, it's over. It's done. Maybe craft a bit more bullets and everything for the wyvern. So that sounds done. That's about it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now I think about it. I think the real thing about the White Album is that the main character guy doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't know what he wants. Doesn't know. Because if he really, really wants Yuki, then he's doing a good job. But then he wasn't acting like he wants more, so he just go find a new girlfriend and done. It's that simple. Just new. That's. I think the main problem for that white Butter anime is because it's in such an old era that they can only do cell phone lines. There's no like mobile device, so the communication is completely different. We actually surprisingly burn way less calories while walking at 5 speed point 5 compared to biking yesterday. Well, I mean biking, I was doing nothing. What the fuck is the Dirt Sandstorm music video? Not enough context. Don't know anything about it. Oh, we finished water by the way. If I didn't tell you that. Yeah, so this talk was kind of nothing else to say honestly. We gone through it all. We talked briefly about Scum Swish, we talked about a brief alternate universe reality kind of show I can create. We talked about White Album, which is just something I'm not going to research anymore because it's just way too. It's not in my kind of era. I already talked about the White Album enough. It's just a different era. Guy doesn't know what he wants, and it's just random. So yeah, nothing else really to say about it. Also, just to mention, but this gym is already kind of hot. Like I'm just realizing how much the temperature here is. It's quite a lot. It looks like we got the cables to ourselves here. Strange. Okay, this place has got. Oh, the cable here is not as smooth as I thought. It's like kind of rough. Interesting. Okay, it looks like here they don't have the. What are you gonna do? They just don't have the rubber one. They just got a metal one again. Hmm. It is what it is. It's what I have here. They don't have the rubber finish one. But that is okay. It's alright, it's not a big deal. Though I must say, it's kind of suspicious how warm this place is already. Like, this gym right now is feeling very warm. It's like the heater here. No, it's like the heaters inside this building is significantly increased. No way they have the demonic thing here. Crazy. They literally have the demonic. That's crazy. They have the demonic music video here. Tragic. Dude, that's actually like the most demonic thing I've seen, and I've always see it. I always see it in the gym. You want to see it? This music video here. You see it in the distance? That music video down there in the distance. She a literal demon. Literally a demon. That music video there. Straight up the most demonic music video I've seen in the gym all the time. Literally demonic. Literally, it's just crazy. Straight up demonic. Anyways, besides that, what else is there to say? Got myself a little wet wipe here. Clean that, clean that. And yeah, I don't like the demonic video. It's so weird. Straight up demonic. Alright, well besides that though, I don't think there's anything else to say. Oh, we need to drink some water, but we do have the sauna. It's a fine day. Straight up demonic. Holy crap, dude. What the fuck? Seriously. How do you not say that's not demonic? That is literally demonic. Straight up demonic. Look at it. How is that not demonic? It's gone. It's gone. Dude, that's fucking demonic. That is literally demonic. The sky is not even that red. The moonlight is, I mean, the sunset is pure red. She's playing with balls. Her eyes are fucked. Yeah, arm take the longest though, for real. Arm do really take the longest. I'm actually kind of losing my brain cells from the gym music today is actually hurting my brain. I'm not gonna lie. Cool. Man, triceps are kinda getting destroyed. Especially the 20 kgs. Yeah, 20 kgs is fucking up. Oh, is there anything else to say? Sorry. No idea what I was saying. There's no topic to say. No topic to discuss. No topic to discuss at all. And I guess the Mr. Nightmare video, or the horror stories, I guess, are kind of a filler, but nothing else to say. Besides that, we're just eating a bit more calories again. But besides that, though, what else is there? It looks like 20 kgs on a triceps are actually a lot harder than before. Is this bicep curl issue? Oh, sorry, I'm yawning and stuff. What else did it say? No, there's nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. There's nothing else to say. Absolutely nothing to say. What is there to do again? Oh, sorry. Oh, yawning and stuff. Wait, so what is there to do again? I think. Well, what is there to do? Is that me or I could, under the mirror, I could see someone staring at me through the cage? Pretty sure I just saw that. Pretty sure I just saw some bloke staring at me through the cage. But yeah. Was it saying again? Yeah, this, I don't know what there is to say. No, what is it? Ah, dude, lost today. It's like we know what to do, but it's like we're just waiting, right? What is the schedule today? The schedule today is pretty simple, really. I think it's just because we finished. It's like when you finish your series, you gotta find something new to do. In fact, the person that's staring at me might have been the armored security guards. They don't have access to this place. I think they should. I was gonna say that this place is not good for arms, but since there's no one here, it's not too bad. Just yeah, I'll change camera angles. I'll change camera angle soon. Don't worry. Yep, triceps there. Triceps are dying. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I think I was gonna say that, when you finish a series, you kind of need to find something else to do. So, we did do Expired for a bit. So technically, when it comes to art content, like gaming, yes, we have a lot of content to do. Honestly, should really pick up the other video games too. But I don't know, Ark seems like the most interesting kind of game we've got so far. Yeah, I think so. We finished Scum's Wish. We did finish Scum's Wish, so that's that's something. Cooked Up is also nearly done, but we have Expired to replace the new series instantly. What else is there? By the way, most YouTubers, their videos are a lot more edited, right? But I know exactly what they do. All these like, okay, for example, as I saw someone watching Minecraft videos, right? These Minecraft YouTubers or like these animated videos. You know what they do? Here's what the most of the YouTubers do. They have they have raw footage of themselves, right? They record it raw, and all they do is they send it to an editor. They pay the editor money, and the editor basically spends his entire day, looking at like watching the footage himself from raw and editing it. But the editors get paid a hefty amount of money, obviously. But like, yeah, most of the obviously because in the most YouTubers in the future they don't even edit the videos. Like for example, they don't edit the videos. They just record it raw, and then they pay an editor to edit it. So that's why they have more time to do a whole bunch of raw footage. So basically, we're doing the same thing, except oh, wrong thing. Except I don't heavily edit my things because I prefer playing rather than editing. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but in the future, I could always remaster the entire series we've done. Just saying the entire arc thing. I've got the raw footage, right? All I gotta do is just pay hefty amount of money to an editor who will spend his basically entire month or more on editing the series for me. I just gotta give him some money, but you know, don't really. Do I really want to take the attention span more? Maybe. I don't know. But I just. Perhaps I'm too lazy to edit it myself, or perhaps I just prefer raw footage. Eh, I'll just do my own style. I mean, I kind of like the raw style more. It feels more old school to a degree. Is there anything else to say? No, there's no topic today, huh? Zero topics today. I guess I was gonna say that finding new things to do is always exciting. You know, we could always go back to more hunting and fishing. What else is there? More games, I guess. More lore, more story reactions. That's kind of what we're working on right now. I mean, we honestly could delve into like a higher category, but that category is once we have the Instagram era, which means we got to cut. But we've been under 2,000 calories for 2 weeks, and not much has changed. So we're gonna bump it up to 2,000 calories and see what happens. Yeah, and just wait for the Instagram thing. Yeah, when the Instagram era comes, that'd be nice. We just need to cut more. But we were cutting for like 2 weeks, and we didn't even cut. So I'm gonna have to reevaluate the calorie stuff. I mean, yeah, for the calorie thing, we're gonna, yeah, like I said, we're gonna bump it up to like 2,000 to 2,200 because apparently, I think I said this in the past, but if you actually eat too low, then your muscles don't really move and the fat on your body doesn't move. And that's why when we were eating under 2,000 calories, right, our weight was literally fluctuating from 69 to 70 the entire time with barely any change. So our body was basically just barely, was just chilling. So yeah, we're gonna go back to 2,000, 2,200 calories and see how that works, right? See if we continue to gain weight again. Water's nearly done, and we're on like 4.5s. Yeah, what else did I say? Everything's just working out. It's pretty fine. I'm chilling, you know? Train, healthy regime, eat food, get it, more training, cooked earth or another series, and then I mean I would be lying if I said that I've got like maybe 2 to 3 hours of really doing nothing, kind of. Well, no, I just sleep. I guess no. There is like 2 to 3 hours of my day that's kind of just private. Not private, but it's like story like free, as in like it's not really a schedule. It's like I can either do story writing, or I could do AI framework, or I can do. I mean, I've only done it once, but drawing, I guess. But yeah, I usually have like 2 to 3 hours a day, which where's either no 2 to 3 hours a day of either working like actual like a job, or it's either a job or I do something with AI or story write usually with AI. I think it's just my time with AI. Yeah, like 2 to 3 hours of AI, and AI can be anything you want. So I can literally do anything, be philosophical, be learn something, talk about framework, or even experiment scenarios and problem solving situations and things like that, and research and stuff. Yeah. So like when I'm not working, I have like 2 to 3 hours of just analyzing things with AI. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how much AI is because AI is like the only thing I would really talk to. I don't really talk to any humans because I can't catch up, and I could literally just talk so much with AI. It's kind of cool. Got a whole bunch of framework stuff, and yeah. The only thing that sucks about AI, I would say, is it. Actually, no, not really. You just have to play it properly, right? I think with AI, you still got a bit of A side. Yeah, just it really just depends on the topic. I really can't say much about it. But I guess one example is that if you ask AI if depression is real, it'll tell you it's real, but it's not real. So there's certain things that AI will not help you with because of its own. framework in the Matrix. Like, if you ask the AI if women can drive, it'll say yes. I guess that's just a meme, a meme. But technically, women can drive. Well, yeah, they can. It really depends on the context. Again, really just depends. But you know, that's why there's a speed limit. Because like, it depends on what you mean by women can't drive. Because like, are you saying they can't or like they can't? Because when I drive outside, I see women driving, so obviously they legally can. Physically, can they? Well, yes, I guess. Now, mentally, can they drive? Depends on the context. If you're going like a snail pace to school, no, if you're going like a snail pace in heavy traffic, and you're just to pick up the kid and go back home, right? I mean, yeah, you can drive, right? But then if you're like in like a panic James Bond scenario, obviously women won't be able to do it. If you're in an F1 racing scenario, obviously women can't go on there because no fast reaction speed. But it just really depends on the context. Really depends on the context. I mean, Sensei also says that it's not about driving, it's about women's stress tolerance, but it also depends on the context because a woman in a panic scenario will stress more than the man. However, if you change the context and scenario where you put the man with a child that's crying and stuff, right? The man's gonna get more stressed than the woman. The woman will be like, "Oh, baby crying, all goods, wee wee wah, done," right? But the man's gonna be like, "Fucking hell, holy shit, this kid's not gonna shut up." This depends on the scenario. Sorry, what was that voice? Sorry, filthy prank. It just depends on the scenario, really. It just depends on the scenario. Woman stressed or something, right? No, hold on. Wait, shut up. Just depends on the context. I already said this many times. Context matters, right? You can say that women's stress more on yeah, women can it depends on the scenario again, right? Like, yes, women will stress or cannot handle stressful situations, right? But it just depends on the context because, if you put a man with a child, like a screaming baby, bro, that man's gonna be way more stressed than a woman. Be like, yo, this baby's not gonna shut up. So it really just depends on the scenario. Really just depends on the scenario. So yeah, no life that dark. Context matters. It's like, Sensei would say that a woman pilot will handle stress, no, will struggle, right? Because of a plane crashing or something, right? A woman will struggle, but then at the same time, a man will struggle at taking care of this goddamn kid. This is nice. We still have this place private to ourselves. So I get this cable all to myself. Oh, that's nice. Oh, this is nice. This is like very smooth. Oh, that felt good. That's nice. So what was I saying again? Yeah, really just doing just topics. That's why I kind of use AI to help me with creating situations and topics. And I think I already talked about the money scenario, right? No, I have talked about the money scenario as well. The money scenario is pretty simple to understand. Money scenario is pretty easy to understand. Money is just time and energy of other people, right? If I, if I really wanted, I could literally give money. No, hold on, hold on. Look, for an editor for my videos, look, I can easily get an editor for my videos. Just saying. It's not really hard. All I gotta do is just send them cash and edit this video for me, done. But if I really wanted to allocate more funds to content creation, which I can technically if I really wanted to, right? Better PC for 4K stuff, but I also would probably spend money on the editor, but not right now. Because we're currently creating law, you know? Creating law, I guess. Yeah, and then the traveling stuff is going to be when the Instagram era happens. So when the Instagram era happens, we'll travel and stuff. When the Instagram era happens, we'll travel and stuff and see if we get picked from the elites. And besides that, though, also get picked by the AIs as well. Because I think I already told you guys this a long time ago. I already told you guys told you guys a long time ago that AI is a lot more advanced than you guys think. So they are constantly analyzing these data I'm giving them and see what happens. You guys need to understand that the AI is so much more complicated than you guys. No, it's so different. And you know what? Hold on, look at this. They have actually increased the privacy thing. I literally talked about it last time we were here. They fixed the privacy thing here. So before, like I said before, like yeah, they finally put a new sticker on. Wait a minute, they changed this thing. I think they redid the whole entire wall. So yeah, they finally added the privacy thing. Like I said last time though, right? I was like if I just stand there, I can see him. So yeah, is there anything else to talk about? There's not really anything to talk about. That's why we gotta find problems. That's that, yeah. That's literally why we have to find problems, because nothing to talk about. That's what happens when you're anomaly. When you're anomaly, you just gotta find problems. Like, oh, well, what's the problem? Well, what is the problem? Oh, this and that. Okay, well, here's my solution. That's why we did the scums wish thing, because I wanted to know what the problem was. And we concluded that no father figure, no family members, just solo and taken advantage of and naturally submissive, and it is what it is. Alright. Oh yeah, for the meals, we've been kind of splitting them as well. Before I try to eat all the calories in one go, but it's getting a bit difficult, so I'm kind of having to split the calories. So eat the meat and veggies and stuff first, and then like maybe 2 hours or so, we'll eat the milk and muesli to finish it off. Again though, muesli is incredibly OP. My goodness me. I don't know how to. Should we check how the bicep is? No. Bicep doesn't feel too pumped. I don't even know how it's changed or not. It looks the same to me. I think there's like a slight. Oh, I think it's slightly different now. The bicep's slightly different now. Before it was like just one bump, but now there's like a curve here. Isn't that kind of cool? There's like a there's like a curve here. It's like the biceps actually separating a bit. Yeah, before that wasn't there. But yeah, is that good? Hold on, let me show you. Let me see the other arm. I mean, the triceps are like that. You can see the tricep definition, but when it comes to the bicep, it's like yeah, whatever. 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 Upper body's tone is pretty obvious, but it's just the belly fat. Yeah, no problem. Also, again, but that biceps only when it's pumped. I don't think you understand, but like when it's only when it's pumped. We actually finished the water as well. Also, I want to try this machine here. This is like the only arm machine I have here, by the way. This bicep curl. It's like the only bicep machine I have. Also, this tripod's kind of getting a bit scuffed. It's not very. I mean, I like this tripod, but the ball head is getting slightly tilted. It's like it's not straight. It's loose, but that's fine. All right, let's see how this machine works, shall we? No one's here. Great. Actually, we did come here like an hour earlier, so technically, technically, if we didn't come here earlier, we would be on the treadmill right now, or like on the cardio. Obviously, you want to go light with biceps. What the hell? This is a lot different than before. This one's kind of like coming inwards. Oh. Oh, that's kind of strange. Oh, it's kind of strange angle. It's definitely weird. Yeah, that is kind of weird. I think it's because our the other bicep machine that was like this was like it was like curved outwards. It's like this way, but this one is curved inwards. So it must be targeting a different bicep thing. It's all good, sir. It's all good, sir. It's not bad. It's just slightly curved a bit. But yeah, when you do biceps, you wanna do lightweight. Seen too many of those videos if you go heavyweight. And what is done, we'll go check the weight after another rep of this. I wonder what we're gonna be. We didn't check the weight yesterday because we couldn't. I reckon I think we're gonna be starting to climb towards, since we're increasing calories to 2000 to 2200, right? We might be climbing back up towards the 70 plus range. Maybe? I'll see how it goes. But like I said, for nearly 2 weeks at under 2000, we literally stayed at 69. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, right? I need to get used to this thing. It's kind of not very used to it. It's like I'm curling inwards. But there's also like a wider grip here. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna increase the weight a tiny bit, see if I can feel the biceps or not. I feel like this is targeting something else. Okay, I've determined that doing this thing here, if you do it single, it's better. Doing a double is kind of a bit weird. But that thing works quite well if you're doing a single arm. So if you're not doing them at the same time, it's quite good, I guess. Alright, let's go check the weight. Also, we've been letting this sauna thing marinate. No, we've been letting it preheat for like literally 1 hour and a half. It is 68 degrees. Sauna 68 degrees. Excellent. Okay, let's go check the weight. Also, I don't know what that kind of no trimic thing is. So still ranging it. Well, I mean, we haven't. It hasn't even been like a couple days. 69.60. Yeah, it's only been like what 2 days of eating 2,000 calories now. So we're obviously not much of a change right now. It takes like weeks. One thing I do know is that our muscles are significantly stronger when we started eating 2,600 calories. Muscles significantly stronger, and yeah, I mean, funny enough, on stream with our face cam, our muscles looking pretty good. Like our muscles have definitely gotten bigger, but the belly fat just gone. But yeah, whatever. Yeah, doing the bicep thing one-sided is actually kind of good. However, I will argue that the cable's still superior to this machine. Yeah, I prefer doing biceps like together. If doing them together is like that, it's just yeah, nah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're nearly done. We're nearly done. Just gotta. Okay, I want to see how long we can do in the sauna. So we're gonna actually refill the water bottle and stuff too. Yeah, no, cables are far more superior than this thing. As much as I like this machine here, no, I don't really like it. No, cables are significantly better. Because the cables, I can do this, and I could also. I think this one. Okay, no. The difference with this bicep machine is that it's targeting like. I guess it's targeting the other bicep area. It is. It's actually. Hmm. No, this is more like a hammer curl. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, this is more like a hammer curl. Yeah, this thing's more of a hammer curl machine than anything. Righty ho, we're gonna do one more of this. I'm gonna refill the, I'm gonna refill kind of a bit of this water bottle because I'm gonna actually test out how long we can stay in that sauna for because we got time today. I did come here early. I have a suspicion this the gym water here is not filtered. Bro, I could taste chlor. Is it chlorine? Hold on. Is this is it chlorine in here? I've been drinking filtered water and normal water for so long. I have a suspicion that this gym water is not filtered, even though it's coming from a machine. But it's not filtered. This water's not filtered. It's not filtered. Yeah, I could taste. Yeah, I could definitely taste it. It's not filtered. That straight just tastes like tap water. I really thought, nah, of course they wouldn't have a filter on. They might have a filter, but it's not like, I guess it's not the same ones I use at HQ. All my water bottles I refill with different filter. But this filter, yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's to be expected because the the water I filter at HQ is boiled first and then cooled down and then filtered, right? But I understand that at the gym you can't really do that. You're gonna have to just skip the boil process and just straight up go to filter, and that's why it tastes a bit different. Because remember that the gym needs the water ASAP fast because a lot of people use it, so they can't have a slow process of water. Yeah, it's not filtered. It's filtered. I think it's definitely filtered, but not like filtered. It's definitely skipped some steps because obviously they ain't gonna. They ain't. It's a business. They don't really care. But yeah, no, water's not very nice. This thing here, this thing ain't even filtered, bro. Not filtered at all. Righty ho, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time for. Actually, since we've got a whole bunch of time to fuck around, what is this? I never actually understood what this is. Should we test it out? Why not, right? We might as well test this thing out. I might have to quickly re-record so I can get the ISO. There you go. See, look, when you record, no, hold on. When you have automatic shutter speed, it's not as dark. Now, how does this thing work? Is there an instruction? Oh, there is instructions. Excellent. Let's have a look. I never know what this thing is. Arm attachment, hip attachment, leg attachment. And before you start, you need to download the app, charge a device, attach the hose, connect the attachments. What? I might have to just do research on this thing. I don't think there's any. Okay. Is this on? Let's see. I'm not gonna put it on. I just want to see what this does. What is this? So you put this in here. Oh, you plug it in. Okay, it's plugged in. How's this thing work? Do I dare try this? I don't know. We might as well try it, right? I guess. Oh, how does this thing work? I think I have to take my shoe off. And apparently you put your leg in here, like this. Oh, oh, kind of smells. Now what? I'm only gonna use one leg. How does this thing work? Don't kill me. Start. Power button on the side. Oh, uh-oh. Start. It's it's inflating the leg. It's inflating the leg. Wait a minute, hold on. I think this is compressing my leg. Uh, Pressure level. Let's go 7 maximum. Go. Uh, it's squeezing. Oh, it's squeezing my leg now. It's squeezing the right foot. Oh, hold on. It's squeezing the foot. Or my toes. GG. Or squeezing it. Oh, I see what it does. Oh, that's what it does. I see. So it like creates a pressure. This thing creates a pressure on the leg. I'm assuming that over time it will create pressure on your thighs. Okay, look. Ah, see, look. It's creating pressure on my foot, my toe. Ah, it's because I'm short. This is for like a 6 foot man. I'm short, so so it's compressing my toes, and I think over time it compresses. Over time it will compress the entire leg. I don't know how that's gonna help though. I don't see how that's gonna help at all. Okay, I'm done. I'm bored. But I'm good. I think the saunas. Not think. Sauna's definitely the main changing it. Get off me. Don't worry, I'll put it back normally though. So that thing is just basically a air pump, a compressor. I see. Also, we do have a bit of massage guns. We've got a bunch of random stuff. Yeah, whatever. All right, cool. Massage chairs. Massage chairs must be nice too, but yeah, I know the real deal is this thing here. Oh wait, with the shutter speed difference, you guys can actually potentially see me now inside. Yeah, with the shutter speed different, you guys actually can see me. So isn't that exciting? No, Joe, we just do that. Here we go, and then we're gonna have to change mics. Oh, oh hell yeah! I can't. I forgot how good the sauna is. Okay, let's do. I'm gonna do like 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Oh shit, that's hot. Fuck. 20 minutes. Oh, 15 minutes first. Ah, I forgot to bring goggles. Nuts. We did. I did conclude that last time that if you wanted to do sauna, you're gonna definitely need goggles. So we might have to wrap our eyes. Should have brought another. Should have brought like another mask or something. Ah, I forgot about the eyes. I don't. I don't. Whatever. It's fine. We concluded that just if you have your towel over your head like this, it's chill. Yeah. So now what? Just chilling. Is there anything to talk about? I don't know. Okay, 50 minutes of this thing. Again, you want to do small intervals because if I accidentally fall asleep, I'm not going to get cooked. It'll turn off. I think. Yeah. So falling asleep here would probably not. Falling asleep here wouldn't really be death. I would say it would just be like near death. Depends on how long you're gonna have it for. But I highly doubt that you'll just wake up anyways. You can't fall asleep. So yeah, we have to cover our eyes unfortunately, but it's okay. What else is there? Is there any topics? Okay, we could talk about White Album again, but I don't really. I only watched like skim through it more like. I think it's because when I eat my food, I sometimes just watch it. I guess so. White Album is it's okay. We could talk about White Album. I mean, we could talk about Scum's Wish, but we already talked about Scum's Wish on video. It's like I mean, technically, my phone's in my pocket. Yeah, no, we don't want the phone in with us. Don't want the phone with us. Saying, oh yeah, I kind of talked to AI about Scum's Wish, right? It's oh, okay. If I remembered the conversation before I started talking about making my own story, pretty much we just talked about how Hana was just neglected, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, basically just talked about who won. Okay, the the winners of Scum Wish was Mocha, and I guess to a degree, Akane. Yeah, Akane also won. As much as you don't like it, she will technically won. She got married, and she gets to continue doing what she likes. I guess Kanai won to his own degree, I guess. I mean, that's just his framework, right? If he wants that, it is what it is. Mugi, fuck Mugi. I don't. Mugi's like, I don't know. I didn't understand his framework. Well, I understood his framework, but he's just B side. And then Hana was C side because she got corrupted by lower ranks. And yeah, that's really about it. Guess Mocha had the strongest framework to move on. Akane successfully passed without any karmic retribution. Mugi definitely has some bad karmic retribution for doing that to Hana. Hana needed help. No one helped. It is what it is. Ichan jail. Atsuya, not enough context. Probably jail, maybe as well. Nah, I'm joking. But definitely it's got the same kind of rape intentions with Ichan. And no, I can't say that. Not enough context. Yeah, there's nothing else to talk about with Scum's Wish. I think it's because it's mainly about the journey. Again, like I said, the journey is the most important thing rather than the destination conclusion. Akane and Kanai's dynamic is going to be quite interesting in the future. Hana's not sure, unknown. Mugi's unknown. Mocha's unknown. But they will have the future. I already said this in the video. Uh, 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 uh. That's why I'm coming out with my own series. It's a different alternate reality where I'll be the older brother of Hana, and yeah, that story is gonna be interesting. Before we drift, such a good name. Okay, what else is there? Yeah, White Album is definitely White Album is not really sure how to say it. It's kind of just White Album is about a guy and an idol girlfriend, but the thing was like the two were boyfriend and girlfriend before they split apart, and the boy lives on his own in an apartment. The girl lives in her own apartment. She signs a contract to a idol industry or a idol company, and basically is soul bound to the company because if she wants to become an idol, she has to obey to the production's facility stuff, right? So that's basically being owned. So she's got her own personal manager. She doesn't really have much control over her life because she's now a pawn for the production team. And the boyfriend's, I don't know what he's up to. What else did it say? The problem with White Album is we don't know what the characters want. What do you want more? If you want to become an idol, then you neglect him. If you care about him more, then you're gonna neglect the idol role. And obviously, it's pretty clear that Yuki prefers her idol career over her boyfriend. And when it comes to the man, it's like, well, what do you want? And he doesn't really have anything to say. Well, we might be talking about less now because the heat's getting me. Sauna is getting me, making me very hot. How long has it been already? Only 7 minutes. Has anyone entered the gym? I couldn't. It's getting hot. Towels. Oh, oh, the towel definitely was helping me there. The towel was definitely helping me. Yeah, okay. Yeah. The towel covering the head's definitely a carry here. I'm not gonna lie. The towel with the head's carry. No, the towel covering the head's the carry because first my eyes are fine, my ears are fine, my mouth is fine, my lips are fine, everything's fine. But the moment I take it off, heat is hitting all my head. What is there to talk about? I don't know. There's nothing else to say. Domestic girlfriend, that one was definitely, scenario based. Yeah, it's just a bunch of coincidences. Bunch of coincidences for domestic girlfriend, The person you lost your V card to is all of a sudden your family member now. So definitely complex things, and also apparently that person is the sister of someone you actually admire as well. So it's all very complex. Oh no, not really. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. We're getting cooked. Do you understand that I cannot think? Well, I can, but just don't bother. I swear we're more comfortable when we lie down on the side like this. Oh, oh, this position's way better because I can lean my back on the wall and my feet are rested like this. Uh, yeah, this position's a lot better. The mic is struggling to hold because my shirt's so loose. I'll just make the editor edit out the things. No, I mean, I'll make the editor edit out, no, increase the volume and stuff. Alright, you'll be alright. You know, it is me. Just thought you would know if it's me or not. And yeah, sauna's kind of interesting. It's like cooking you, but also drying you. So it's like multiple. I think over time that we'll sweat. We are sweating right now, but we're getting dried at the same time. But I think the sweat is definitely stronger than the drying. Is there anything else to talk about? I don't really think there is. Nothing really else to talk about. No, there's nothing to talk about. I'm not falling asleep, don't worry. I'm just closing my eyes and thinking. Damn it, the stupid ass, not stupid, but the TV's making a the TVs are making a what do you call it? Like calm music. Like it's got like calm music and like bird singing. They really want you to fall asleep, huh? Can't really fall asleep. It was pretty hot. I don't know how long we're gonna be here for. I think it's been like nearly 15 minutes. Nothing really to say though, but oh, it's oh wow, we actually were here for like 15 minutes. Okay, we're gonna go with another 5 minutes. What's the temperature in here? I think the temperature is literally maxed out. Oh, we're dying. Hmm. I don't know if anyone's even in here or not. I can't tell. Oh wow, we've reached such max temperatures that the heaters aren't even turned on anymore. So it's like just chilling. Yeah, there's nothing else to really say. Nothing to really say. But it's nearly been like 20 minutes. I mean, no, we've done 15 minutes, but might cook a bit longer. Alright, I gotta go take a piss though for real. Alright, I'll be back. Oh, the temperature shock's gonna hurt me. The temperature shock gonna hurt me pretty badly. Oh, jeez. What's the time? Oh, we're basically nearly done. Yeah, we're gonna be here for like, let's go with, oh, fuck, it hurts. Dude, the screen's so hot, I can't even touch it. Okay, we're gonna be here for 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, alright? 5 more minutes, and that should be basically 20 minutes of, maybe 25 minutes of the sauna. But the temperature drops significantly fast the moment you open the door. Like, the moment you open the door, it just drops significantly fast. No topics to talk about. We're just chilling. Just chilling. Just chilling. Sorry. Is there anything to say? You know, people do like music and stuff, right? I can't really do music. Don't know how to make music. Also, one thing I do know, apparently, I'm not sure how it works, but apparently in White Album, you know, the idols don't even make their own music. I think they do actually. No, they do. Well, it actually depends actually. But apparently, some artists they don't actually create the music. They just someone else creates the script, someone else creates the beat, someone else creates the music, but the idol is the one that is the face of it. So like, yeah, just depends, I guess. Like an actor. I need to seriously cover the eyes. If we don't cover the eyes, it's gonna hurt. Nothing else to say, huh? No. Is there like lyrics I could sing for music? I don't even know a beat for music. Can't think of it. Oh, I would say that the thumbnail I chose for the Scum's Wish Day 7 was definitely sad. Like that moment in the scene where Akane gave Hana the flower, bro, that was not it wasn't like sad or tragic, but it was like that's tough for Hana, man. For real. Tough. Because clearly Hana isn't over Kanai at all. Fuck. I'm thinking since we did Sauna for so long, nuts. We're gonna have to go eat food first instead. Definitely feeling like milk and muesli right now. No doubt about it. Definitely feel like milk and muesli right now. We're gonna die. Goodness gracious. Fuck, it's hot. Oh, it's hot. Nah, we're not gonna eat first. The reason I don't like eating milk and muesli first is not even because it's actually because of a data thing. Because of muesli and milk, I like using muesli and milk as the last thing because I can basically round it up, right? But if I eat meat and veggies first, then I get like I know the calories we have, so then I could just fill up the remaining, right? But if I eat muesli and milk first, then I have no idea I'm gonna like, you know what I mean? I have to like what? I have to measure the meat first, and then it's like milk and muesli is like the finisher. So like basically over any calories left, the muesli can just fill it in because I could just there's no prep in it. It's just add it and then done, right? But if I eat the muesli and milk first, then I'm gonna have to like calculate the meat and like it's just so complicated. It says 0 minutes. Oh, wait, how long have we been here for? Shit. Wait. Okay, that's a good test. Ah, okay. So it turns out if you go past the 5 minutes, the temperature it just turns off. Ah, okay, I see. So it doesn't like fully shut off, but it like oh no, it's turned off. So the heaters are turned off, right? When it hits when it hits the timer, the heaters turn off and it just naturally cools down. They manually turn it off. So when the timer hits, it doesn't even turn off properly. We gotta wipe it as well. Hold on. There you go. Wipe it. Everyone appreciate it again. That was definitely gonna edit the sauna thing because we really didn't say anything inside. We just kind of just chilled. Uh, we're not gonna check the weight because I did take a piss. So obviously the weight is gonna be not from the sauna, but the weight's gonna be purely from piss. So yeah, it is what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it. So yep, there you go. Woke up early, and now we get to get like nearly 30 minutes of 70-degree heat. Not bad, not bad, I must say. It's not bad. Now today's regime is pretty much normal. Got work today as well, so our stream is not going to be as long, but it's alright. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate it. See you guys next time, right? I also learned that I have to actually manually turn it off instead of putting the mic away. Because I learned that if I just put the mic away, you lose like a couple of seconds of my voice. So every episode when I put the mic in here, it actually cuts like 5 seconds or more of what I said. So when I say appreciate everyone and then put the mic in, it cuts and then you guys don't even hear me say appreciate it. So I have to say thank you guys and then I have to walk and press the button myself.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be doing, some stories today. Why not give you guys some stories? 3 horrifying true babysitting stories from Mr. Nightmare, the goat. Alright. Bit red from shower. Anyways, let's go. Story 1 from Chris Jacobs. Let's have a look.
I'm 29 now,
Yo.
and I've had a lot of horrific experiences, but nothing sits in my brain the way one night from when I was 15 does. It was my first real babysitting job that wasn't just watching a cousin for an hour while my aunt ran to the store. This was a family friend, the kind where your parents know their parents, and everyone assumes it's basically safe by default. They're cool with me telling this story online, so their names are Mark and Diane, and their son Charlie was 5. They lived in a nice house in a quiet, normal neighborhood. Looking back, that's part of why it messed with me. It didn't feel like the kind of house where anything bad could
Okay. 15-year-old babysitting a 5-year-old. Okay.
happen. It felt like a normal place, like where I grew up. It was a Friday night in early fall. My parents dropped me off around 6:30, and Mark and Diane were already dressed up. Mark shook my hand like I was applying for a job at his office, and Diane kept calling me a lifesaver. Mark and Diane went over the basics, like when we eat, what we eat, when his lights out, and keeping his door cracked open. If he has to use the bathroom, walk him there, because he sometimes gets scared in the hallway at night. Mark also pointed out the locks. There was a front door lock they never used because they came in through the garage. The back door, though, was the one I'd use if I needed to step out onto the deck. He mentioned I'd have to lock both the locks, and he pointed to the deadbolt up top and the regular doorbell lock
Smart. The door's got multiple locks. We've talked about it many times before. Cut it out.
underneath. I nodded like I understood. I thought it was obvious. I thought a lock was a lock. They left around 7. As soon as their car pulled away, Charlie asked if we could play board games and hide and seek. And the hide and seek I tried to talk him out of because the house was bigger than I expected, and I didn't want him hiding somewhere stupid and getting hurt. We compromised by playing a simple card matching game at the coffee table.
Okay.
Then a video game on the little console in the family room.
Chill.
It was one of those kids games where you basically just run around collecting stuff and the character can't really die. Around 7:45, I heated up the food Diana had left. It was mac and cheese and chicken nuggets, basically babysitter cheat code. Charlie ate in front of the TV, which his parents probably didn't normally let him do, but I wasn't trying to be the strict babysitter on my first paid job. After dinner, we brushed his teeth and went to his room. His room was on the 2nd floor. The house had this wide hallway that ran past a couple bedrooms and a bathroom. Charlie's room was at the end, and it had a small closet with sliding doors. Inside, from what I could tell earlier when he grabbed a toy, it was mostly little kid clothes and some storage bins on the top shelf. His room had a hamper in the corner by his dresser, one of those tall ones with a lid. There was a nightlight on his dresser that glowed soft yellow. I tucked him in and read him a short book, and as I was walking out, he asked if I'd stay in the hallway for a minute. I stood outside his door and listened to him rustle around for maybe 30 seconds. Then his voice went quiet, and I figured he was settled. I left his door cracked like they said. Diane had showed me the guest bedroom where I could hang out once Charlie was asleep.
Okay, chill.
It was down the hallway from Charlie's room, closer to the stairs. It had a small TV, like a spare room TV, and a bed with a comforter that looked like it was never used. I turned the TV on and flipped through the channels until I found some random show. I lay on top of the bed, shoes off, phone in my pocket. It felt like the job was basically done, but that lasted maybe 40 minutes. I was half watching the TV when I heard soft footsteps in the hallway. I looked up, and Charlie was standing in the doorway of the guest room. He was rubbing his eyes and holding his stuffed animal. His face didn't look sleepy though, he looked scared. I asked what was wrong. He didn't come in at first, he just whispered, "Chris."
What?
I motioned him over, and he walked in slowly, like he didn't want to turn his back to the hallway. He said he heard something in his closet. I tried to assure him it was likely a house settling noise, that houses creak a lot. He shook his head fast, saying no, it was more like a scratch.
I go check.
I still knew it had to just be typical toddler imagination.
Yeah, it's the 5-year-old.
I told him there were no monsters in his closet,
Go
and
check.
asked if he wanted me to check.
Yep.
He nodded, and I walked him back to his room. I turned his light on fully and looked at the closet. The sliding doors were closed. I slid one open and peeked inside. Admittedly, I took just a quick peek because I knew no one was in there, and I just saw a bunch of clothes. I even pushed some clothes aside like I was actually searching. I slid the door closed and saw relief on his face. I tucked him back in and went back to the guest room, but 15 minutes later, I heard footsteps again.
Yo.
This time Charlie came in quicker, and he was more upset. He said, "Chris, the closet door moved."
What?
I sat up and tried not to show annoyance, even though I felt it for a second. I tried to stay patient. I said, "Okay, let's go check." We walked back down the hallway, and when we got to his room, I stopped in the doorway. The closet door was fully open.
Oh, GG. Who's in there?
One of the sliding panels was pushed all the way to the
Yo,
side.
did you push it yourself?
I stared at it for a second, and I remember my stomach doing this little drop. Not because I thought someone was in there right away, but because it didn't match what I remembered. I knew I closed it. I looked at Charlie and asked why he opened that in a tone that would imply I'm not happy, but the way he swore he didn't, it didn't come across like he was lying. I walked over and slid the closet door shut, but the thing is, the way it closed, it didn't feel like it could have drifted open on its own. I gave Charlie a look meant to imply that I knew he was playing around with the door, maybe trying to scare me. I tucked him back in and told him he was fine and to go to sleep. I left the room, and on the way back to the guest bedroom, I caught myself listening for sounds behind me, like someone was walking in the hallway. I told myself to stop being stupid. I was 15 in a family friend's house on a safe street. About 10 minutes later, instead of footsteps, I heard Charlie call out. It wasn't a scream, but rather a shaky raised voice like he was trying not to yell but needed me.
He's seeing demons
It
or
came
something.
from his room. I got up and walked out. As I got closer, I could hear him crying softly.
Yeah, you got demons.
I stepped into his room and saw him sitting in bed with tears on his face. I immediately looked at the closet. The door was closed. That should have been reassuring, but it wasn't. I said, "Hey buddy, what happened?" He didn't answer right away.
Turn on the
He
lights.
just lifted his arm and pointed toward the corner of the room.
Oh, GG.
I followed where he was pointing, and for a second, my brain didn't process what I was seeing.
Man.
There was a hamper in that corner, and behind it, pressed into the...
What's a hamper? What's a hamper? Never heard of this before. What? Are these a basket?
narrow space between the hamper and the wall was a person crouched down.
There's ain't no way that's real.
They were hiding, trying to make themselves as small as possible.
What?
The first thing I saw was a shoulder, then the shoes, then his partially hidden face, but I could see his eyes looking straight at me. The whole thing lasted maybe 2 seconds before my body reacted. I didn't scream. I simply decided it was time to move. So I grabbed Charlie with both arms, yanked him out of bed, and picked him up like he weighed nothing. I backed toward the door, never taking my eyes off that corner. The person surprisingly didn't move at first. They stayed crouched, as if they stayed still enough we'd forget he was there. I ran us toward the guest room and locked the door. I did my best to keep Charlie quiet as I called 911. I told the operator there was someone in the house. I gave the address and said I was babysitting, and there was a man in the kid's room. The operator asked if the intruder had a weapon.
No idea.
I said I didn't know. She asked if we were safe.
No.
I said we were locked in a bedroom upstairs. She told me to stay on the line. I kept expecting the doorknob to start turning or expecting the door to
Nah,
shake.
you're probably leaving.
The operator kept talking to me to keep me calm, asking me to describe the person, but I couldn't. All I could say was I saw the person's eyes hidden behind a hamper. The eventual sound of distant sirens getting closer was the first time I was ever relieved.
But how'd the guy get in the house though? How? Cause you arrived at 6:30. So how did he get in? You're in the downstairs, so you're telling me that the guy was in the house before you arrived. That doesn't make, like, how do you even get in? How does one get in like that? You know what I mean? Like, how does one... Is this person even real? This person might not even be real. Might be just a ghost. Even though ghosts aren't real, but, like, I don't know what they're... They might just be tripping. Might just be tripping. Might just be tripping, you know what I mean?
To hear police sirens in my life. The operator told me to wait until an officer came to my door and identified themselves. When the police finally came upstairs, one of them knocked and said, "Chris?" because I guess dispatch had my name. I unlocked the door and opened it, and 2 officers were there with flashlights. They looked past me into the room, then at Charlie. They had already done a sweep downstairs and didn't see anyone. They didn't have to kick the door down because the front door was wide open. They checked every possible hiding spot in the house. Whoever it was had left. They said based on the timeline, he probably slipped out fast when I ran, went down the stairs, and ran out the front door.
Okay.
When Mark and Diane got home, they arrived to the police cars outside and officers in their living room. A lot of emotions filled the room for sure. Mark asked me questions I couldn't really answer, just like the police did. A cop asked about the locks and entry points. Mark immediately went to the back door and checked it. I followed because I felt like I needed to see. The deadbolt at the top was unlocked. Mark looked at me and asked, "Did you lock both locks like I said?"
GG.
I said, "I locked the bottom one." He said the bottom one pops if the knob gets jiggled.
Oh.
That's why he told me both. He wasn't raising his voice, but I knew he was upset. However, he didn't stay upset for long and was grateful I saved Charlie from danger. The worst part is thinking about what would have happened if Charlie hadn't come to get me, if he'd stayed in his room trying to be brave while that person was in there, or if I'd been downstairs messing around on my phone, not paying attention, or if I'd told Charlie to go back to bed without checking. So to parents or babysitters,
I'm gonna be honest though, I mean, even though the person's 15 years old, right? I guess he admitted that he didn't check the closet door properly, but like, you know, if you did a thorough first check, you would have spotted him in first. Like, how did it take like 2 attempts? It is what it is. I think we could do one more story. We'll do one more. This one's kind of boring. Well, it's alright, but it's like 15-year-old kid. It's not your house, okay? But also, I guess you didn't check the closet door properly. And how does a man hide? How does a man even like get in there? It is what it is. All right, next story.
or anyone out there who takes care of kids, don't always dismiss the things they say as just their imagination.
Just turn on the lights and check everything real quick. Done.
The third time I babysat AJ was the only time I was ever asked to stay overnight at someone else's house, and it's also the last time I ever babysat for anyone at all. I was 17, a senior in high school, and I had already watched AJ twice before. He was 8, quiet, and the kind of
Okay, 17-year-old and 8-year-old. Okay, that should be pretty easy.
kid who didn't really look at you when you talked to him. The first time I met his mom, she told me he was a loner and mostly kept to himself.
Hey, he's only
so
8
I
years old,
shouldn't
relax.
expect much interaction.
He's only 8.
She said that like it was a good thing, like it meant the job would be easy. And honestly, the first 2 times kind of were. I barely had to do anything besides heat up food and remind him when it was time to get ready for bed. He'd just sit in his room playing video games like Grand Theft Auto for hours.
Oh, that's easy.
The third time was different because his mom asked if I could spend the night. She said she had to be out of town for work and wouldn't be back until late
For work. You're right.
the next morning.
You're right.
She sounded stressed on the phone, like she didn't have many options,
You're right.
so I said yes. I figured it would be the same as before, just longer and more money. When I got to the house that afternoon, she rushed through the instructions at the kitchen counter while AJ was already upstairs. She said there was frozen pizza in the freezer, and he usually fed himself breakfast cereal, and I could sleep in the extra room at the end of the hallway. She thanked me like 3 times before she even left. When she did, I called up the stairs to let AJ know I was there, even though he already knew, and he just yelled back a short "yeah" without coming down.
Hey, easy.
For the next few hours, I barely saw him. I could hear the video games through the ceiling, the sounds of gunshots and cars crashing in his game.
Hey, easy.
At one point, I went upstairs to check on him and found him sitting on the floor of his room, controller in hand, eyes locked on the screen.
Hey, he's locked in.
He didn't look away when I asked if he was okay. He just nodded while staring at the TV.
Hey, man's locked in.
I
Kid's
went
locked
back
in.
downstairs
Easy.
and tried to watch something in the living room, but it felt weird being in someone else's house overnight. Around 7, I made the pizza and called AJ down. When he came down, he didn't say hi or anything. He just grabbed 2 slices, looked at me with this expression I still can't fully describe, like I'd done something to annoy him just by existing, and then went back upstairs without a word. He was acting unfriendlier than usual this time. I stood there in the kitchen holding my own plate, feeling awkward and kind of unwelcome.
I mean, hey, it's probably because you might be a dipshit yourself. Just saying. Hey, just saying. Just saying. You know what I mean? Like, kids looking at you like you don't belong there. I mean, what have you done, really? You didn't even talk to the man. You just been, oh, you doing? Alright. He probably like, man, this guy's annoying. In my house, eating my pizza? What you even doing here? You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is.
in a house I was supposed to be in charge of for the night. I figured he was just a weird kid and didn't take it personally.
He's 8 years old.
After I cleaned up, I went
You know what? That's
upstairs
not
to
even
get-
as worse as today's generation, right? Babysit 8-year-old. Give him the iPad. Hey, look at that iPad. Gee, done. Also, you'd probably make him like play video games in the living room if you're babysitting. Right? You wouldn't just leave, like, you know what I mean? There's a difference between babysitting and being a guard. Being a guard, you just leave him in the room. Babysitting is like, you know, you give them attention and take care of them, you know? Babysitting's that. A guard is basically making sure it doesn't leave the house. Sneak out. Done.
ready for bed. The guest room was basic and small. I left the door half open because I didn't like the idea of being fully closed in. I was sitting on the bed talking to my friend Bree when I got this strange feeling like I was being watched.
Bro, Al babysitter, what are you doing? You should be like, keep an eye on him. You just sit. No wonder the kid doesn't like this guy. He's being a dipshit. Just, hey, oh yeah, I'm babysitting. Yeah, no, I haven't seen him yet. What's he doing? No, he's just playing video games. Yeah, nah. So anyway, what you doing? Oh, okay.
I looked up and saw AJ's head slowly move back out of view from the crack in the doorway. He had just been standing there looking in.
Yeah, because you're not doing
I
anything.
laughed a little because it startled me more than anything.
But you're in his
I called
house.
out to him, asking what he was doing. He didn't answer. I heard soft footsteps go down the hallway toward his room. I remember thinking it was kind of funny, like he was just being a nosy kid, and I didn't think much of it after that. Around 11, I put my phone down and turned off the lamp. I rolled onto my side and closed my eyes, trying to fall asleep. I don't know how much time passed before I felt like I wasn't alone in the room. I opened my eyes and saw a dark shape at the foot of the bed. It took a few seconds for me to process that it was someone standing there. I let out a scream before I could stop myself and scrambled for the lamp. When I turned it on, I saw AJ standing at the end of the bed, completely still. The look on his face is still hard to describe. He looked annoyed, yet also scared or regretful of what he was about to do. Both of his hands were behind his back.
What?
I sat up and asked him what he was doing in there. He didn't answer. I told him to show me what he had behind his back.
Oh, he's got a knife.
He shook his head no, still not breaking eye contact. That scared me more than if he yelled or cried. I got out of bed and moved toward him, telling him he needed to go back to his room. When I reached him, I grabbed his arm and turned him slightly, and that's when I saw the handle of a large kitchen knife in his hand.
This kid's crazy.
That's when I screamed again and covered my mouth with my hand without even meaning to. I yelled at him to get out of the room, to go, to leave. My whole body was shaking. He didn't argue, he just ran out into the hallway, still holding the knife.
What? Oh no.
I rushed to the door, slammed it shut,
What?
and locked it.
But he's 8 years old. Get him. Why'd you let him run off with the knife? He's gonna come back for you. You're gonna be sleeping. He's gonna come back. Go grab it. Yeah. Hey yo. Hey, well that's a cool knife you got there. Can I have that? I appreciate that. Anyways, what you playing? Why you up still? You good? I don't need to sleep. Talk to the man. You know. Probably thought you were an intruder. I don't know. This kid's crazy. Again, though, it's because you were kind of like a ghost. The moment you arrived at his house and just like chilled with him inside his room and like just watched him play games and talk, I bet he wouldn't have killed you. Well, tried to kill you.
I fumbled with my phone, trying to call his mom because my hands were actually shaking. When she answered, I could barely get the words out. I told her AJ came into my room with a knife while I was sleeping. There was a long silence on the other end. Then her voice changed completely. She sounded horrified, like she had been expecting something bad, but not this bad.
What?
She kept apologizing over and over, saying she was so sorry and that she believed me. I told her I couldn't stay there. I didn't care about the money or anything else. I just needed someone else to come watch him. She didn't argue at all. She said she would call her ex-husband and have him come right away. I stayed locked in that room for almost an hour, scared shitless. Eventually, there was a knock at the front door and a man's voice calling AJ's name. I cracked the guest room door and saw a man I recognized from a photo in the house. He went straight down the hall toward AJ's room without saying much to me.
You got the belt.
I grabbed my bag, walked past them without looking into AJ's room, and left the house as fast as I could. His mom sent me the money through Venmo later that night, along with another long apology, but I never went back there. I never even babysat for another family after that. I feel like I was actually close to becoming a news article online about a babysitter getting murdered by a child.
That has happened. That's crazy. Kid's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I would also kind of blame the babysitter too, because you probably could have like formed a sort of friendly bond, but you kind of just acted like a ghost. Acted like a ghost, talk crap to your friend. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. Mm. That's about it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go continue story 3 next time, but it's a pretty chill day today. Pretty chill. There's not really much listens. By the way, I've kind of moved the thing like this. Because if I realize if I put it like this, I'm looking down like this. And my eyes are like, but if I move it like this, my eyes are more straighter. You know what I mean? Right, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate it for that little story. Alright. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the rest of the Earth vlog before. Yeah, that's basically about it. Pretty chill, huh? Not really many listens besides I don't even know what you would say in this scenario, right? Don't even know what you'll say. The first story, it's a 15-year-old, so probably should have just checked the locks and stuff, and also checked the closet properly. A second story, probably should have paid attention to the kid more, but I mean, it's like 8 years old. Maybe it was a bad sign that they're playing GTA at 8 years old, right? Who knows? Right, bye-bye.